Beautiful people, what's going on? How y'all feeling? Full time father podcast, and we got my co-host.
PJ
Oh,
Jones, there you
there
go,
we
there you
go.
go. How you doing, people?
There we go. Come on, man. Yeah, we here with the Raw and Real podcast, man. We are touching topics that are swept under the rug. Um, these are very, very serious topics, like you said from our last episode. Very trigger warning as well. So um, make sure you are prepared for this one. Um, we are going over basically um, sexual harassment in the household growing up, rape, um, incest. Like we finna talk about it all, y'all. Um, and I'm gonna let y'all know that my homegirl, I call her the master P of domestic violence. This woman has been through like everything in that category. And she is open and transparent about her journey. She understands the impact that it has and how it can inspire somebody to get out the situation that they may be going through. So that's the main goal always is to inspire. You know, even though we're talking about some
Right.
pretty dark topics, but all it all but all in all, at the end of the day, it's all about inspiration. So um,
hmm
go ahead, big dog, if you want to just drop something for the people.
Hello, everyone. Like he said, just be ready, because this is going to be a topic that's going to hit home for a lot of us, a lot of Black communities, a lot of people who have had to have their trauma and their shame swept under the rug to save face for a community that was failing you. And he's right. I've gone through so much. I was one of those kids that was told, shut up, sit your ass down. That didn't happen. You're going to be all right, when I wasn't okay. So trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. If you feel like you need to walk away, if any of this stuff causes any type of PTSD, any type of triggering feelings at all, walk away. Please get yourself together because this is meant, like he said, to uplift and inspire. So if this is not doing that for you, please walk away because I am open. I am honest, and I want to share my story about how we are silenced as children, so that we won't do the same to ours. So that we'll listen to ours when they say, "Hey, mom, Uncle Bill touched me." We won't be like, "Girl, go on, my brother ain't doing no shit like that," because that's kind of stuff that parents do. Hey, mama, cousin Bob said something to me that made me feel uncomfortable. We want to know that we need to address those. So that's what this is. That's what this topic today is about, to talk about things that were swept under the rug, how we were failed, so we won't fail our babies and we won't put this kind of trauma onto them.
That's a fact. That's absolutely, man. And like I say, shout out to you, Big Dog, for coming out. Just being transparent on the topic. Um, like I say, like, it's so many, man. I did an episode with the homie JoJo Williams. Shouts out to her for sure. Um, she was big. She said something I never really thought about. She was like, in our area, we from I'm from Rockford.
Mm-hmm.
She was like 7 out of 10 women, most likely around here, being raped or touched in some shape, form, or fashion. And that's a very high number. Even if it was one or two, it's still high. But to be damn
Mm-hmm.
near 100% of women in the area, that's it's fucked up. It's very serious. And I can't imagine. Like I have never. I'm a man, so I'm not saying it doesn't happen to men, but the chances
Mm-hmm.
are very fucking slim. But it definitely does happen. But I couldn't imagine being in that situation, man. Especially being little girls that's
Mm-hmm.
being preyed upon always like that shit creep me out so fucking much that I've always had this rule. I can't date younger women.
Right.
Like on some young shit. Um I have sisters that are like 7, 8 years younger than me, man. So anytime I hear somebody that's like 10 plus years younger than me type shit, man, it just be creepy as hell for me to
Yeah.
want to engage in that type of situation. But that's just how I'm wired. You know what I'm saying? Nothing against anybody else. That's just how the fuck I'm wired. But
I mean, I'm
Um,
wired the same way. Honestly, I have a rule. I can't. If you could have gone to school with my kids, there is no reason for you to be even approaching me, dude. No, come on now,
look,
get your ass on.
come on now, absolutely.
I'm not your mama. Not trying to raise you. I raise my kids. I mean, but that is just my opinion too. No shade to anyone. Those December relationships. I mean, my sister. Ooh, I hope she don't hear this. I'm gonna put her on blast. She is 73, 74. Her husband is a year older than me. I'm 46. I'm not ashamed of my age, y'all. I'm in my 40s. I'm proud of it. I'm 46
Right.
years old. Her husband is a year older than me. And the things that she's going through right now in that situation is something that is not. So just that's a whole different topic. But for the most part, to me, there's no reason to have other people that's that much younger than you. And I wouldn't even want to look at no one that much younger than me because it's like when I was in high school, was you born?
Like, yeah, like, come on now, like that's super weird, man. That's the energy is crazy. Like,
Mm-mm.
I don't know, y'all ain't got shit in common. And it, what like y'all probably don't like the same foods. Y'all like to
Nope.
go. You know what I mean?
Nope.
My age, I'm full of life. I like to run around all other shit though, but
Hmm.
like to sit his ass down. So I can't be with no
Right
young
there.
something trying to go. You know what I'm saying?
Like, come on,
Right?
I'm not
Yeah.
done yet, baby. I'm done.
You heard me? It's a wrap. These knees and thighs. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
I mean, but it
Uh,
all, like you said, it all comes down to how we were programmed. Like you fortunately weren't programmed like that. But in homes where brothers seeing their sisters being touched by older men, cousins, they seeing this. They not always aware that I need to quit, and that actually can also just putting that out there cause pedophilia and tendencies. Because my ex-husband, my baby daddy, my kid's donor, because I don't even he don't even have that kind of title. This be called a daddy nothing. They daddy in the
mm,
other room, but he is 7 years older than me. But I was 16 years old. He's 7 years older than me. Why do you think it's
mm,
okay to fuck with a girl that? And I told my mom. You know what they did? They made me marry this man and told me to shut
mm,
up. Because he got me pregnant at 16, 17, got me pregnant. We're not going to have no bastard kids. You can marry this man. We in the church. Praise God. We in church.
mm,
You go marry this
mm,
man. And they trapped me in a really fucked up abusive relationship because they were too busy trying to sweep under the rug that I was being raped and molested by a man who was in his 20s. Instead of putting that man in jail, they swept my trauma under the rug, and guess what? I got fucked up for 12 or more years by a man who probably and was going to and wouldn't do it. He was allowed to do it. He got away with doing it, and I think I was pregnant with my younger son, and then the 16-year-old girl knocked on my door talking about he done raped her because he's never been held
oh,
accountable for the actions that yes. I told her to call the police. I said, that's his wife. At the time, I was still his wife. Let's call the police on this man and get his ass locked up. She was terrified to do so because she was used to having to sweep her trauma under the rug. So not
mm,
only are we creating predators, we're creating victims. People who are afraid to say, I got to get help because this man or this woman, because it's not just men that do it. Women mess with little kids too. Like you said, it isn't as talked about, but it does happen. And when we silence our kids, when we say, you know what, he didn't mean to touch your booty, he didn't mean to grab your titty, you telling your child to shut up their pain so that that man can get away with being nasty, that woman can be able to get away with being dirty, and I can't. I got a grandbaby and I have a daughter. I'll go to jail. I will go to jail.
man. And that's crazy because like just me personally, I grew up in the projects. I should the way the situation was, I should have been around that shit, but I wasn't. So I'm
Mm,
blessed to even say like even with my
yes.
sister growing up in the household, it was five of us with a mom with a young mom. My mom was 21 with five kids in the projects,
Mm,
and
okay.
we were able to not experience that. You know what I'm saying? So something, and I think that's more so. And that's crazy we talk about this because I planning on calling my uncle, of course, which is my mom's sister. I haven't answered the phone for this man in probably like 2 years, just because I sat there and thought about RP to mom. So my mom's gone, but I sat there and thought about my mom being pregnant at 12, 13 years old, and her not having nobody around her to protect her, but for her to, and this is literally me thinking about this right now in the moment, but for her to be able to protect us from that says a fucking lot about my mama, man.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, shout out to mom. So, um,
Shout out to Mama Love.
man, you heard me. God damn. Fucking and you on the other hand, I remember you telling me your story. You lost your virginity to a gang rape.
No,
Like,
that was actually my second situation. My first one was my sister's boyfriend's 24-year-old brother. I was 14 years old. And I went home and told my mom, and she whipped my ass. Then the next day, I ran away from home, and then I got gang. Well, I mean, I guess you could say that was my second encounter, but I got gang raped by 5 homeless men the day after I lost my virginity to a grown ass man who should have been looking over me because I was like a little sister to him. At least I thought I was. Apparently not. And when my mama didn't help me with that, I went out and I got gang raped. I didn't do that on purpose, but I was at a park and I got drugged to a bathroom and 5 grown men raped me. Yeah, I was
mm,
14 years old. And because of what just happened the day before, I was terrified to go home and tell my mama that these guys did this because I was a hoe for losing my virginity to a man who shouldn't even been looking at me that way. I better shut the hell up. You better not say shit. You better not say shit. So I had to take that in.
like, what were you supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy, man. A lot of parents will definitely fuck you up for some shit that you had
Mhm.
no control of. Um,
Right.
like, was you able to? Was you doing push-ups every day, sit-ups? Like, was you a bodybuilder? Was you able to beat some ass? Like, was you able to beat a grown ass man? Like, that's
Yes.
crazy. Uh,
Yeah, I fought a lot. My family talk about all my fights because I couldn't take it out on who I should have. So unfortunately, yes, I was whooping a lot of people's ass. One of the most famous stories that my cousins love to say. So if you ever get to meet my family, I'm gonna tell you before they do. I knocked the girl eye out her head. I did.
mm,
Because she kicked me in my private area. And I think that triggered me because she touched me somewhere I didn't want to be touched. And I whooped her ass. I had a lot of anger in me as a teenager. I had a lot of hurt in me as a teenager. So I fought men, women, girls my age. I never fought anyone younger than me. But if you was my age on up, you can get these hands. And I did not
mm,
lose a lot of fights to the point where I started getting jumped on a regular basis.
mm. Nah, that's
I
real.
done
No,
been
I was
shot
saying that.
at. It was bad.
Mm, yeah, home definitely smell some thug on you. I smell it. Nah, but I was saying
Passed
that in
off.
the sense of yeah, but no, I was saying in the sense of like you bring that to your mom the first time it happened, and she whooped your
Hmm.
ass for it. Like you were able to stop that from happening. We're talking about a
Oh,
24-year
yeah,
grown
yeah. And
ass.
I mean, and that's another thing I'm now as an adult, I'm like, I was a kid. I didn't even know what was happening to me. I was a tomboy. So I knew sex was a thing, but I didn't know what sex was. I took sex ed. That's the best I got for you. Whatever nasty little stuff my mama might have told me, but I learned in school. So I didn't even know that what rape was. I was date raped basically because that's what they try to call it. But I didn't know no, and that's what I did. I mean, not gonna lie, I probably could have whipped dude's ass. He wasn't no big dude. He wasn't a big dude, but I didn't know. I didn't know that what he was doing was even wrong because he got me drunk and I was passed out. I mean, so yeah, my mom
Mm,
definitely put a lot, and that's another thing that I have to that's about the black community. They feel like black women, especially, are supposed to be strong at a very young age. They look at us, they what do they call it? They make us adults before we are even adults. So I've been raising kids since I was 10 years old. I've been cooking since I was 5. So they assume that you're supposed to know better, but you didn't fucking teach me better. My mom was a victim of rape and molestation. So how you didn't teach me because you weren't taught. My grandmother too. That's generational trauma at its best, which is what is causing us to be able to feel like we're okay with sweeping this under the rug. That generational trauma needs to be broken because we fucking up our kids. So my mom was blamed for my daddy raping her. So I got blamed for being raped.
oh man, wow. So that is the real wild ass repeated cycle right there. Coming from the moms,
Hmm.
like for her to know how I feel, into that's crazy work, man.
Yeah,
Oh man,
yeah.
like me just sitting back, man, just like listen to this, and I'm realizing like how special my mom was. I promise you, I'm giving her
Oh
so much
yeah.
praise. Just sitting
I
here
wish your
right
mama
now,
was mine.
man. You hear
She
me?
would have
God
went to
damn,
jail.
man. When it's crazy is my mom was tough as hell though. Like my mom was a full out bully. I don't give a fuck. Like my mom was, man. She was one of the ones for real, for real.
Right.
And for me to grow up all this time having some type of resentment towards her because of things I may or may not felt like she did wrong or whatever. to me, listening to people's stories and being in the field that I'm in right now, man. Damn, Joe, that's what, man.
Yeah, you never know until you see someone else's life. When you realize my kids are the same way, they thought I was horrible until they start
Mm,
hearing some real facts. And then it was like, no, I got it. People have told my kids, you got a good mama, you better shut up. You better shut up. My mama do this, my mama don't do that, And it's just really sad to see how we were taught to neglect our babies and then we neglect our babies. So and that's the problem in this community. Like I was saying before, I'm really wanting to focus on Black, Indigenous, people of color, and the mental traumas that we have that has been put on us. BIPOC. I wanted to address that in such depth that because we don't address it. We are ashamed to say I am depressed because I was abused. I have PTSD because I was raped. I have these disorders because I was done that way because we were even taught don't cry. What you crying for? My ribs was broken at 5 years old, and I was told not to cry. How?
mm,
I can't
mm.
even breathe, but you're gonna tell me not to cry because crying in Black families are weaknesses.
Weakness.
Expressing feelings and emotions in Black families is a weakness. And when you start to display that weakness, you make your family look weak. You make your mama look weak. Fuck all that. What about the kids? I don't care what you look like. What about what I feel? So that's why I'm really glad that you brought this subject up to talk about things that are swept under the rugs in Black communities because we are killing ourselves. We are hurting ourselves. We always talk about why as a Black community can we not rise? It's because we are holding ourselves down. We're not teaching ourselves the things that we need to rise.
Absolutely. No accountability. Like you say,
None.
situation come up, we want to sweep it under the rug. Um, and man, that's what like every time we do this, the G, I be like I try to hold myself back because god damn, man. Like it's a really sick motherfuckers, man. It's a real sick
Mm-hmm.
people out here. And like so let's take it to the mental health aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said something, this on topic but off topic, but somebody said something that um when parents aren't around raising their kids, is it do are they do you think that they're just frolicking throughout the day, having a good time and shit? Um, and he was like, any man was speaking for man that is not around their kids is killing them inside. They're in the club every
Mm-hmm.
weekend for sure. Like absolutely is. They're there every weekend, but they drinking they motherfucking pain away.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Um, even with that, we try to protect, like you said, the family members. Why do you think that that is a thing? Like, where the fuck could we even start to imagine where did it start from to for a uncle or somebody touch a little boy or a little girl and change their trajectory throughout their life or their sexual preference and say that
Mm-hmm.
shit's okay?
I think it goes back so far before we was even born, before our mamas was born, before our grandmas was born. Because I think if anyone watched the interview with him that I had with him before, my dad was born in 1913. And
Mm,
I heard stories about things that he had to go through as a kid, things that his siblings had to go through as kids that would address the fact that they need to have control and empowerment over somebody under them because they are Black men in the early 1900s when even looking at somebody the wrong way, especially a white woman, gonna get you fucked up. So they had to establish some type of dominance over someone. And Black women are known to be strong. So you get somebody your age, guess what? You ain't gonna come up in here and run my goddamn household. You're gonna go find somebody younger. My daddy was really prone to messing with women at least 10 plus years younger than him. My stepmom, she was 14 years younger than him. My grandmother,
mm,
which yes, my daddy was messing with my grandma. She was born in 1939. So he was prone to younger women. And then my mom and a couple of my sisters, he had that control. You belong to me because their control was taken. And the only way they weren't taught how to be men because their fathers were taken out of the home. They father my dad, my grandpa, who was born in the 1800s, he died in slavery. My
mm,
grandmother, she died having my daddy. But
mm,
and his aunt, she did the best she could raise him and his siblings, and her children are on her own. And her husband was killed in slavery. So we're not used to the fathers being in the home. We're a culture that's used the men being taken from us. So as boys growing up without men in the home, this is just my personal opinion, you guys. I don't know any facts now. But in my personal opinion, we grow up used to not having a man in the home. So that's all we know. We had these babies, we leave. And like you said, I don't believe that a man don't want to raise his child. Good man now, because there's some sorry ass men out there, like there's some sorry ass mamas out there who just say, fuck these kids and y'all wrong. But the good parents, they out here really stressing and struggling about, man, I got a seed out there that I ain't even seen in 2 years, 5 years. And that is helping to contribute to the mental health conditions in this community because we weren't taught. We weren't shown by men because the men were taught to be out of the home from before we were even thought of, before our parents were even thought of. And that's like I said, these are things that I picked up being around my dad with him being so old and me hearing stories about how dads are out of the home, how they're killed. My uncle was lynched. He had I think 2 kids. He was lynched in his 20s. His kids don't know him because he was
Mm.
lynched by white men. So that's just the situation of it. And then in the 1970s, when welfare became a thing, then we got from women were taught, look, if this man is in your home, you don't qualify for benefits. Then you don't get no welfare, no food stamps. Y'all gonna struggle, and your kids gonna go hungry. So I feel like now this is raw and real. This is my raw real opinion. I feel like that the government kind of wanted to push the black man out of the home to keep
Bullshit.
people of color down, to teach us that we're not worth having a two parent household, a white picket fence and a dog. We were wanting to be living in the projects. They want us to be able to keep ourselves down. They want us to shrink because us united is us powerful. And they don't want that shit. They don't want this
Yeah,
smoke.
you know the gap that the learning gap with white people being free this entire time, and then they starting to let slaves go or whatever, quote unquote. They were able to learn and exceed so fucking fast that they were scared.
Mm-hmm.
They was like,
Yes.
"Oh no, hell no! Like we got to figure something out. Like this is a threat." Like the first group of presidents of the United States was a black man. And they
Yes.
only served yeah, they only served 2-year terms, but these were the same people that just left slavery. That
Mm-hmm.
wasn't able to read and none of that shit. And from what I read talking to them, you have to have an encyclopedia to understand what they're saying. Very
Mm-hmm.
educated people. And from
Yes.
there, like you say, go all the way to the 70s, and they came up with their plan. I believe all conspiracies. Look, check it out. I ain't got no problem saying that these motherfuckers don't care about us in any shape, form, or
No.
fashion. Um, you can tell me. I joke with my dad about this all the time, but we get to talk about some conspiracy, something or whatever, and I'll be like, man, pops, you can tell me it's raining cocaine outside. And I'll be like, these motherfuckers at it again. I believe it. I
Right.
probably would. These niggas out here got cocaine snoring only in the hood. It's only in the hood though. Like, you know what I'm saying? You go across
Right.
the street where the mall at, and it ain't snoring over there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
Right.
I don't trust anything from the government, man. I know for sure. I don't think they wake up every day with a fucking plan to keep
Yes.
they power and keep us the fuck down
Mm-hmm.
every day, all
Yes.
day.
And I 100% agree.
Absolutely. So um, how daughters are overprotected while sons are enabled. Hmm. I don't do double standards. I've been saying this shit for years. If you consider a woman a hoe and you don't consider a man a hoe, I don't even want to have a conversation with you. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to talk. Like our understanding of reality is not even the same. Like that's weird as hell. Um,
No.
it is even with me just being a young man growing up. That's absolutely the truth. Like we're even from women and men, they ask us like, boy, you fucking you getting some like you such and
Right.
such. But on a girl's on the side, that's nasty. You better not be doing that. This that
Mm-hmm.
blah blah blah. Yeah, man, that experience is wild, man. I don't know why
Yes.
black people set us up for that.
I mean, I think it's more of a we are telling ourselves what masculine and feminine is instead of actually understanding these are all kids. It's nasty for all kids. I mean, I have 2 boys and 1 daughter. And I treated them all the same. I told my son, y'all, I was lying to my sons. I did what I had to do. I was a single mom. I didn't know what I was talking about. But I'm like, y'all don't want to get no nasty little girls. They all got herpes. You can't tell. I don't want them having sex, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling my little boy, my son, all little boys got cooties. I didn't glorify them having sex. But when I got to the point where I realized they were, I set them all down because we were talking. My daughter, she gonna be mad as hell at me. She didn't lose her virginity until she was 21 because I
Mm-hmm.
taught her how to value her body. I taught my boys too, but you know,
More pressure for
they
boys, for sure.
so they did what they did. But I mean, my daughter, she had more respect over her body, and so did my boys. They did to a point. They waited to a point. Well, I'll say my younger son, my oldest son. You know, you can't reach them all.
Yeah,
He did what
for
he
sure.
wanted to do, but it's because when he was a kid, I had him around my mom. And
Mm-hmm.
my family, as you don't, I don't know if I ever said it, my family are very sexual. They're very churchy. They all, Lord Jesus, Father God, thank you, Father God, behind closed doors, sex, 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 sex. And they asked him that because they was like, you ain't a man if you ain't getting none. Why are you not a man if you're not sticking your little Peter reader up in something that you don't know what to do if something come up out of there? You teaching a child that if you ain't having sex, that you ain't a man. But do you not telling him if you have a baby, what you gonna do with that baby? Because I'm gonna be raising it. So I think that it's more of it's how we were taught. We weren't taught that children are children no matter what their sex is. We were taught that boys have to be hard. I was raised in the kitchen. You are going to find a husband. You gonna give him some kids. You got to keep your body pure for your man. But even like, to come into America, or you want to go sow your royal oats, that's encouraged because to them that's what masculine looks like. But to me, that's not what masculine looks like. Masculine to me looks like respect, some intelligence. Can I sit down and have an intelligent conversation with you? If all you can do is put your thing in me, but you can't talk to me about anything important, that's not masculine to me. It don't take nothing to pull out your thing and put it up in something. It's not hard to do that, but it's hard to sit down and hold a conversation with somebody about your future. It's hard to sit up and acknowledge your feelings. Masculine feelings are still feelings. Men are ashamed to cry. Men are ashamed to show feelings that they are determined to be feminine because they were only taught to fuck. And that, to me, it's a way of dumbing down our men, which is another reason why you don't see a lot of men in the home because they weren't taught to be men. They were taught being men is fucking. Not being a man is not standing up, taking care of your family, supporting your wife, treating your queen like a queen and not like a piece of meat.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. Nah, that's real. That's fucking real, man. That was one of the pressures of just growing up, man. I said this on a few episodes, man. It was literally like you getting talked about if you wasn't clapping nothing. And what's crazy is it's like motherfuckers ain't teach us about parasites. Like they might sit down and tell you that your swapping spit is like way more than just kissing. Like it's actual
Mm-hmm.
like DNA type
Yes.
biology type situation.
Yes.
And we just outside, you know what I'm saying, trying to do what the older people are doing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, your sister, I put my sister on blast and I only think she mine. Yeah, my sister the same way. About 21, 22 type deal. Same shit.
Mm-hmm.
I felt pride in walking around and not hearing my sister name and shit. I love that.
Yes.
For me, for me, knowing the little fast ass girls and as well as the fast ass guys Weez was as well. Just hearing stories about them and shit, and man, excluding my sister was fucking amazing. Like this, you know what I mean? But I wish I had that control myself. Now that I'm old and I understand that it's a science to this shit, and we out here just going wild. Shout out to the homie. Wish I got the hoodie over there in the closet. Wish I ain't gonna get it, but he has a clothing brand called "I Don't Just Have Sex with Anybody."
Mm-hmm.
Fire as hell. When I tell you, I have a pink hoodie with a big ass virgin, and red letters going across the top. It's dope as fuck. Selective exchange, all that shit. So like I say, shout out to Gabe Giz on that one for sure. I just dropped the episode. I interviewed him with that hoodie on actually on last week on YouTube. Check that out,
I
y'all.
saw that.
But um, that like shit like that goes against crash out culture. You know what I'm saying? Like we're speaking against like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not okay just to go out there and just be slanging thing, and you know what I'm saying, and busting it open, throwing it back. Because these kids are
Mm-hmm.
really watching us. They're really watching us. Just how we was
Yes.
watching our parents, and we didn't
Mm-hmm.
really realize or analyze that that's what we were really doing. The fuck we were doing. Like
Yep.
like most of us seeing our first porn movies from our parents,
Sure
finding they
did.
motherfucking tapes around that bitch.
In
You
that
hear me?
drawer, they need to hide them better, y'all.
Come on now, you heard me? And yeah, terrible hiders. Like y'all wondered if you find
Right.
that.
Your
Like,
panty
what?
drawer. Come on now.
Come on now. Like if I seen Big Booty Wet Ass Volume 7, I'm gonna watch it. What?
Put that right on in there. Turn the volume down, y'all. Shh.
What? And then you get to your favorite part. So now you gotta fast forward or rewind to that motherfucker. Then on top of that, so you don't get your ass whooped, you gotta rewind it back to where it was, and then put it back where it was.
Where
Yeah,
was it? Where was it? Where was it?
come
Shit.
on, man. What? Sitting over there in the euphoria, they fucked around with a spot was. Now you got your ass whooped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
but nah, that's real, man. But even that though, like parents are not going to be like, "Hey, I'm sorry for that." So let's
No, you
talk
getting your
about
ass whipped.
the man. You heard me? Like it's not like it'd be shit. Like even with my youngest though, it'd be shit that I'd be catching her doing. I'd be like, "That's my fault." You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I probably would
Yeah.
have too. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But that's a big thing that we're missing is apologies. I am one of those that I sit down and apologize to my kids, even with them not having a mom around right now. We sit down and
Mm-hmm.
talk about that shit all the time, and
Yeah.
I'm apologetic about it, and I also take responsibility. Um, I'm actually when we get done with this episode, I'm going to record some content. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's a black woman was delivering mail, and more of the story came out, but she had about 3, 4 kids, whatever, and they was in the
Mm-hmm.
back of the mail truck. Somebody
Mm.
walked up to her and recorded her. Come to find out that her BD was supposed to pick her kids up from daycare, and they didn't. Mind you, if you don't pick your kids up, they're calling DCFS.
Oh, yes, they are.
So she had to go get the kids, but she was still working, obviously. So she had the kids in the back. Was she wrong? Absolutely. Yes, 100%. Yeah, you should have called the fuck off, missed whatever point you was gonna lose that
Right.
child, you gonna lose that motherfucker for sure. But I've been there before, so I'm not judging baby girl. No shape, form, or
Right.
fashion. The
Right.
fucked up part it is, to make it very relatable to me is to find out her baby daddy actually um told somebody to follow the truck to take pictures and record her so he
What
can
the
file a
fuck?
restraining order on her. He filed a restraining order the very next day in court. Now she can't see her kids till like August 15th or some shit.
Ain't that obstruction?
Uh,
Not
uh,
obstruction. That's conspiring. I'm
Endangerment.
trying to find it. There you go. There you
Yep,
go.
yep, endangering the kids. Fucking and um, it was to a point where I'm gonna share the whole story, but I'm gonna give y'all little bits and pieces now though. But um, my kid's mother called DCFS on us to tell on herself just to make me
Mm-hmm.
mad and get the kids taken. She was watching the kids when she wasn't supposed to. I know that. Like I said, with old girl having the kids in the back of the van, she shouldn't have done that shit. I shouldn't have been allowing my BM to have these kids with an open DCFS case. I have her son that I'm taking care of that's not mine, all through DCFS and plus our 2 kids. And for you to get mad and call DCFS to get the kids taken and then go through a 3-year battle and you don't even get them out of the system. Yeah, man. That's I had to apologize like a motherfucker to my kids for that entire
Mm-hmm.
situation. And that's me holding accountable. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
absolutely 100%. I let them know like I should never let that happen. And because of my poor decisions, it took y'all through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Now, in a black household, my mother once again was a bully. I wish, man, what? I don't know. I probably would turn into the biggest softy on the planet if I heard my mom apologize about something. Everything was my fault. Me my brother, I got a brother. He about 7, 8 years older than me, man. We was actually on the phone about 2 days ago. talking about this, like everything, man. Like, man, um, do you think it's a pride thing to why,
Yes.
why we can't just be apologetic? Also,
Hmm.
what I think I do know, like I said, speaking just about my mom being 21 with 5 kids, they wasn't having these conversations how we have.
No.
So with them taking slavery tactics, whooping ass, you know what
Hmm.
I'm saying, blaming everything on you, but pretty much those are two very good slavery tactics that we
Hmm.
adopted out of slavery and put into the household, and now we, you know, each other. My bad. I don't know why I keep trying to burp. I don't know why I won't come out, but yeah. Anyway, fucking, I don't know if it was a yarn or a burp. I don't know what the fuck was happening, but for us to be the parents that we are now,
Hmm.
with us experiencing what they experienced, is it because it's being talked about a little bit more, or what do you think of why we're comfortable with doing it now and they wasn't?
Because we trying our hardest not to be like the people who raised us. That's my reason. I'm like, I'm not gonna be nothing like my mama. I learned from the mistakes of my mother, and I don't want my kids to have to deal with it. And I think a lot of people in our generation kind of have similar traits. Like, our moms did the best that they could, but I don't want the things that I have to deal with. Like my mom was not the best mom, but she was better than her mama. She did a lot of shit to me, but she never allowed me to be sold to a man 50 years, 60 years older than me. So it's like each generation tries to do better than the parent before them. And you said something that stuck out so bad. Slavery mentality. Do y'all realize that white folks don't whip their kids? Do y'all think that the
Mm,
white folks that was beating them slaves was beating their white kids in that home? So white kids don't have that trauma because they wasn't raised to beat their kids. We was raised to beat our kids because that was put on us by our masters. That the only way you can get somebody to fall in line is if you beat them into submission. And
uh-huh.
that's so I'm glad you said that because I didn't even think about that till you said that, like literally right now. And that's if we all can understand that that's pretty much what it is. I mean, don't get me wrong. If your child needs to ask what I am for discipline,
Mhm.
appropriate discipline. I'm not gonna take you in the room and beat you down until you bloody, but I might bend you over my leg and tap your ass a couple of times, But what is that really the right way to discipline our kids? And is it wrong to say I'm not afraid to say I'm sorry to my kids? I apologize. My kids have been through so much shit, dealing with my ex-husband, dealing with the loss of my son. I say sorry to them on a regular basis, and it is pride. I agree with you. It is pride because I'm not gonna apologize to these goddamn kids. I raised them. My mama didn't say sorry to me. So I'm not gonna say sorry to them. They know I love them. They better shut the hell up and get over it. That's that black household mentality. And I do think a lot of it is pride. I got my ass whooped. I whooped your ass. I survived. I'm okay, but I'm not, and you're gonna be okay too. And that's why a lot of us end up on social SSI. We're not really flourishing because we are trying to overcome a lot of stuff that was done to us that we were taught was okay,
Mhm.
that was beat into us way back in, because you don't see people in Africa beating their kids like that. You go kings and queens, and were they beating their kids in Africa before they were taken to the United States to turn around and get beat by these white folks? So that was put on us. I love that you said that. You have no idea. I love that you said that because that is a
Mhm.
fact that hopefully if we learn these things, we can unlearn them and learn that, again, I'm old school, but my son, I'm gonna say he spanks his daughter. I'll be looking at him like, boy, hush. He'll tap her little
Mhm.
butt and she'll scream, like something wrong with her. But she is so loved that if you say, and she's 5, Maribel, I'm disappointed in you. She gonna cry like you done beat her for 10 minutes because just that alone hurts her feelings. You don't have to beat your kids in order for them to get the discipline they need to do better. Or I'm gonna take the electronics. Today, a kid cannot breathe without their damn phone, tablet, laptop, what is it, the little watches and everything else. Take that shit. Take their game from them. I bet you they get in line. You don't. There are so many other ways to beat your kids, but back in our day, did we really have anything to get? We couldn't get nothing away taken from us. We didn't have shit. With that
Mhm.
pager, take the pager. I don't care. I wasn't using it anyway.
Mhm. No, that's a fact. That's a fact, man. That's so real, man. We gotta I ain't gonna say we got to, but it's just taking just taking shit into a thought process, accountability. You know what I mean? Open up to your babies, man. I let my kids know what the fuck is going on with me. I personally been down for a few weeks, and my kids been checking on me every other hour. They was just
Mhm.
knocking on the door now. My kids been
Oh.
checking on me like motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like I done. It's crazy because I think that's automatic with kids that just fucking love you. But because I was like that with my mom when I was younger, like, and I'm talking like 5, 6 years old. If I see my mama cry, I'm crying. I don't even know what the fuck she crying about.
Yeah.
I'm fucking crying. Um,
Mm.
and to see that my kids got that same type of love for me, but I'm more open to them and I let them know the process. I'm like, okay, so this is what's going on with daddy, blah blah blah, this
Mhm.
going blah blah blah, and they're more open to it. What I don't like about that is that kids will tell your motherfucking business. Hey,
Man.
hey, boy, they don't give a fuck, son.
Woo.
I try my best to be open as possible, but I know there's some things I can't share with my kids just because
Mhm.
I know that they're so open. They get around somebody, like, oh yeah, yeah, blah 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 blah, this that. But like, come on, baby girl, that conversation's supposed to stay between me and you. For
They
example,
did not even know
real
that.
quick, man, you hear me? Real quick. So my oldest is special needs. Um, she's in special needs class. She has IEP, and
Mhm.
she had to ask some questions about, you know what I'm saying, why she, you know what I'm saying, in classes that's different from the other kids, why, I had to let her know. And guess what she did? She went to school let all the kids know. You were supposed to shut the fuck up, baby girl. You weren't supposed to go there saying that you being classified as special needs, that the school is making money off your ass. First and foremost, they get more money with you having
Mhm.
an
Yes,
IEP.
they do.
They are very excited to label your ass and put something on you so
Real
they can
quick.
make more money. Yes, the teachers that you have encountered gives a fuck about you. They don't get paid much for them to show up to work every day on time and doing their job. Oh no, they actually give a fuck. But don't get it twisted. They're not going to do this shit for free.
Mm-mm.
I definitely explain to my child how school is the actual fucking business at the end of the day. Um, but with her going to school and telling that to all the other special needs kids, like we talking Down syndrome, we talking
Mhm.
kids in wheelchairs, like we talking
Yeah.
all different type of dynamics. They all cussed her ass out. Like you're a liar. Like you're lying. Like don't do that to us, this and that. And like we're not this. We're not. I'm like, and my baby came home mad and frustrated. And I told her like first and foremost, I understand how you feeling, but you was supposed to shut the fuck up. That was a conversation between me and you. It was not supposed to go to school. So,
Right.
but at the same time, that comes from me being open and honest about, what I'm saying, what's going on. And I encourage all parents at the end of the day. Um, you know what I don't like is sparing kids' feelings. That is
Ooh.
that shit pisses me off, man. So like I'm not supposed to explain to my daughter why her mom's not here. I'm not supposed to tell her that because I'm caring about her feelings.
You supposed to lie.
I don't think that's caring about her feelings. I think that's
No.
the complete opposite. Like a
Mm-hmm.
motherfucker. Kids should be knowing what's going on. What the fuck you mean kids should know what's going on with them?
That's that
Like
sweeping under the rug mentality.
man, we disconnect the child from us so fucking much as if like
Mm-hmm.
no, they're the most important people in this process. Of course, if it's some adult language, like me and my BM cussing each other out, or like what I'm saying, like the details on how y'all got here or some shit. No, hell no, I ain't even telling that. But if my daughter's coming to me every fucking day telling me she misses her mom and shit, like, you think I'm finna sit and just keep saying we all miss her too, baby? We finna say let's unpack this. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about why she's not here. Let's talk about what
Mm-hmm.
can be done. Let's talk about what we're working on to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like when I go to court, because we're in family court, every court day I come home, I talk to my kids about this is what happened in court today. I have paperwork to show them like I want I'm letting my oldest get a little bit older, but I have a stack of paperwork to give you. Like this is your life right here in the court system. Like you need
Yeah.
to know every fucking thing that happened. You don't need to be hearing shit from your aunties and your uncles or something that you didn't hear from me.
Ooh. Cause they sure love to talk, don't they? They sure love to tell your
But,
kids what you.
but I don't know, was that Arnaz J? I don't know who it was, but they did a clip recently. He was like he was at some barbecue very recently, like a couple years ago. You know
Mm-hmm.
Arnaz J
I
up there in
know,
age,
that's my dude.
but I want to say it was him. I'm almost positive it was, but he did. It was a little clip I was watching. He was like, "Man, I was at some family reunion and barbecue or something," and he was talking to his auntie. He was like, "Man, I have to go ahead and say bye to my dad real quick." He's like, "If that's your real dad,
Mm,
like he
mm.
that man probably twice my age." And he just found out the man he been calling dad his whole life ain't his dad.
How you think
By
I
his
found out who my daddy was?
Come on now. Like what? Like you feel me? Like come on, man. Like nah, we gotta take that narrative the fuck out of here, man. Like
Yes, we do.
I really wholeheartedly feel kids need to be updated and knowing what the fuck going on because leaving them in the absence, they're gonna make their own conclusions, they're gonna have their own thoughts about it, and then they're gonna react their own fucking way instead of letting
Yes,
them in on the process so they know exactly what's going on step by step. Um,
exactly.
it's absolutely setting your kids up for fucking failure.
Yes, it is.
Emotional you're setting your kids up to be emotional, super emotional creatures. Um, it don't matter what I did or how I've done it, whatever the fact is, man, whatever I do to my kids and they end up mad, sad, happy, depressed, whatever it is, I let them know that you have every right to feel how you feeling. I
Yes.
cannot tell you how you should be feeling in any situation.
No.
I'm not
And they
you.
gonna look at you like you a liar. Like, okay, well, you've been lying to me, so I don't trust you either.
Come on now. And that's so I sent my daughter to my kid's mom last summer for the first time in like 5 years. And she ended up fucking not taking no accountability of what's been going on. She blamed everything on me. My daughter came home, showed a couple pieces of paperwork, talked to her, let her know what the fuck going on. My daughter went to sleep crying like a motherfucker that night. My daughter stopped going to the visits right after that. Like, cause she's 16, she has a choice not to show up to the visits.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? My youngest, she don't know no better. Her mom was her favorite person. She was like, "Oh, I want my all day,
Yeah.
every day." You know what I'm saying? And I encourage her to keep that. I told her like I will feel extremely heartbroken the day that you wake up and you don't want your mom no more. We not like let's. I'm in court right now trying to fix that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I say this all the time, but everybody else can play how they want to play, but she know good and goddamn well. I'm talking to their mom. She know good and goddamn well I want and need her as a mother to these fucking girls. She know that shit. She can spin her narratives and her lies to anybody the fuck else, but she know good and goddamn well
I
if
know.
I
While you told me your story, you did a lot of shit to make sure that woman stayed in them girls' lives. A lot
come
more than
on
I
man,
would have.
come on man,
Just being
like,
honest.
like man, and then like for you. You know what? I ain't gonna go too far in it because I'm about to turn this to a whole nother episode of Rant on my BM. I'm about to fire on her ass after we get off here. I got some content for that. But
Mm-hmm.
all in all, man, we I do want to speak about one more thing before we get up off of here, man, because I know we almost in an hour. But body shaming, little girls dressing,
Lord.
how they're dressing. My daughter's 16 years old. She will like she had like this little wife beater type deal. They had cut off sleeves type shit. They had a little stomach showing. She
Mm.
escaped out the crib. And when she came home, I told her to throw all them shits away. Yeah, we don't play like
In the
that at all,
trash.
man.
No.
we
No.
don't, we don't play
Mm-mm.
like that. No, you're gonna be a little girl as
Mm-mm.
long as possible.
Yes, you do. And it's not about body shaming. Because I did my daughter the same way she used to. By the time she got 16, she couldn't stand me. I'm still picking her clothes on. No, baby. I let her pick her clothes out till she come to me with some shit like I said, oh, no, 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 baby, we're not gonna do that. I might let you wear a little heel and you gotta compromise to get them pants that I told you to buy. But at the end of the day, you're gonna learn to respect your body. You don't need what you're trying to look good for. Who you trying to look cute for? The motherfucker that look at you and only want to see your ass and titties, they do not respect you. They want to
Mhm.
fuck you. I'm just gonna be honest. They want to what's it between your legs. Now, a motherfucker who don't care if you come to work with this big old ass t-shirt on, they want to talk to you and get to know you, then they care about you. That's the person you need to worry about in the first place. We are teaching our babies to dress like hoes because that's what we were taught got us attention. You don't need that kind of attention. Trust me, you don't want that kind of attention. Because I dressed like a boy and I was done the way I was done. So just imagine if I was out here dressing like a grown woman. I'm not gonna say a hoe
Mm-hmm.
because if you're grown and you are proud of your body, I don't care what your size is, rock it. You know, I'm wearing this today, but I mean, I love form fitting clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Teenager. As a teenager, I dressed appropriately. And if you women all the time, I can't stand these nasty ass men, these young girls, these grown men looking at me. They're looking at what you're showing them. And that is not to
Mm-hmm.
body shame you. It is to teach you to respect yourself as a young woman. There is no, it ain't going nowhere. You are beautiful. And you do not need to down yourself for somebody else's entertainment because they don't respect you. Because if they did, they would tell you, put this jacket on and let's sit down and have a conversation. But those are things that us as young girls, we were only taught to do what you can to find a man that's going to take care of you. We weren't taught to have brains. We were taught to use our bodies. What was that on Players Club? Use what you got to get what you want. That's a real thing. That's what we are taught, and that's some bullshit. You go to school, use that. You got a brain too. You're gonna use that. Get what you want with your brain. Get what you want. You find you some a man or a woman. You know, I'm a boy. Whatever you love, but make sure that the person that you love respects you. And you know, I'm sure that your daughter did that because she see other little girls at school doing that. Because I
Absolutely.
damn sure know you ain't teaching her that in the house. I don't believe that came from you at all. You know, she see these little girls who parents don't give a damn about what they wearing. Your mama don't let you dress the way you want. My mama let me buy my own clothes. Okay, well then your mama don't love you. I'm not saying that, y'all. I can get mean. I'm a Gemini. I say whatever come out my mouth. But real shit, I shopped for my daughter until she was grown.
And then what's
I
crazy
went to the
is like
store.
with me, for
Hmm.
real. Like even with me, like I'm a guy, so I don't know what the fuck they got. So I'm so happy that I have a lot of sisters that because I literally give them money for her to go shopping for her.
Good.
Like I don't know what size my daughter wear. No shape for I'm in nothing, zero, nothing. Like that's not my category. That's not what I'm saying. Like my youngest, yeah, all day long, that's easy, easy peasy. My oldest, she's maturing. You know what I'm saying? So I instantly called sister something, give her a couple $100. Like, yo, take her shopping, blah blah, get her stuff that she
Hmm.
want. You know what I mean? And shots out to my sisters because they really be teaching her a womanly stuff and stuff that she's lacking. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
shots out to them for sure. But man, this been one of the ones, Miss Jones. We here. This is our
We
second episode,
here.
man.
Second
You know, I'm
one.
yeah, I'm loving it. You know what I'm saying? We back
When we
next
be
month,
bouncing,
man.
but we getting it. I know I gotta use my phone now, y'all. My computer don't like Restream, but my phone is y'all. We friends.
Yeah, I think I'm because even with the horizontal joint, I like this. I think I'm gonna switch to my phone too. I'm on my laptop now. But yeah, even like the clarity, like your video looks way more clear than mine. I love it. Like it's so dope. But
So
yeah, so
I
we
want to
here.
ask a question questions if you don't mind me asking. These are like reflection questions. I like to make people think and ask them things that's going to help them. So, what did you have to pretend that you had to hurt as a child? And what have you yourself been sweeping under the rug because of what you were taught? And how has that shaped your life, your relationships, and how you parent your children today? And what does breaking that cycle look like in your life? Ask yourself those questions. Ask yourself to think because you have to break that cycle. We need to quit sweeping shit under the rug because we have to make sure our babies are okay. Okay, I'm done. I'm
Absolutely,
done.
absolutely. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all throw your answers in the comment, man. Chop this up, send it around. Like that's dope. Make sure y'all like, share, comment, and support. God damn, I don't know what's going on with that, but we here. Appreciate y'all. There is no love like all love. DJ, you want to drop something before we get up out of here?
Your pain does not end. Your story does not begin in pain. It ends in power. That's my
Mm,
catchphrase.
mm.
Power. And
Can't
educate
have
yourself, y'all.
sunshine.
We are stronger than they let us believe. We really are.
And also understand that you trained yourself to be how you are right now.
I did.
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah,
did by myself.
yeah. I'm gonna leave that on y'all right there. You trained yourself to have the mindset you have right now. So if you're trained one way, you can train yourself a different
I'm
way.
learning.
Peace, love y'all. Full time father podcast along with survival, soulful. Say it for me,
Soulful
girl. Come on
Resilience
now.
Journey. Well, my podcast is Insights of a Survivor, but it's a product of my Soulful Resilience Journey company. But Insights of a Survivor, y'all. We raw on everything we do.
Come on, you hear me? All right. But yeah, so we out. Thank y'all so much.